Con políticas y con sus...
So this is Wandsworth Radio, moving next in the direction of French song, via Laughing with the Raindrops, that premiered just down the road here at Elephant and Castle, the Toulouse track recently, which is how I met Virginie and her bespoke crew, and longer conversations hoping to. I think we might actually start discussing jazz releases and gigs on a sort of monthly basis, something like that, if that transpires. But for now, we'll be talking very much about where she's coming from musically, how this record got made, and what she was doing beforehand. It's quite a fascinating story with a few twists and turns along the way. Do you get to hang out with musicians now and go to gigs? Do you have time to do that?
I wish I did. I could be out every night seeing friends or old friends.
Yes.
And I don't. I can't fit it in, really.
This is a thing, in almost a later life thing, really, isn't it? And perhaps it might bring us back to where the songwriting is at, because you're now, you know, with a few years of experience and motherhood and things like that, you're perhaps telling stories in a different way. Mm-hmm. How do you come with this? Do you go into character? Do you, keep your ears open for stories people tell you, or how does it work?
The actual lyric writing?
Yeah. Is it hard to say? Because it just happens.
Yeah, it's a bit like dreaming. You know how dreaming is a sort of interpretation of what you've lived.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's a bit absurd, or it's kind of deconstructed, or it's just an impression, or it's kind of an amalgamation of two people. It's a bit like that. It's kind of processing what you've lived. So it is what I've lived, but not necessarily from my point of view. It's a bit sort of... And some of it is made up consciously.
So you're in effect, you're a storyteller, you're doing this in a literary way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you find people are noticing this as people approach this music, and the sort of feedback you're getting?
I have no idea how they perceive it. I sort of suspect that sometimes people don't really listen to lyrics.
That's a curious thing, isn't it? Because these lyrics are very thoughtful.
Yeah, are they?
They're lived in. Well, I mean, you must know this because you've thought them through.
Yes, very much, and sometimes too much, because sometimes people say they don't understand who I'm talking about. But,
is that the mystery of the thing, though? Is that what you want to leave people with?
You see, I come from a literary kind of... I've done literature studies. I've studied English, and I've got so used to analysing things, and you really, when you approach a text, you don't just read it as it is, you sort of research into it. So when I write a story, a song, it's not just me singing of what I think or what I feel. There's several characters and...
So there are layers.
Yes, it's a bit coded, you have to try and understand what's going on.
Isn't it? In a way, lyric I was a little reminded of, say, progressive rock. I mean, the best of those lyrics.
That's my guilty pleasure.
Is it really?
Progressive rock. When I was 14, that's what I listened to.
Yeah, interesting place to start. And you were thinking big even then, yeah? Let's have a big band. Yeah. You're sort of almost destined to grow together, you and Alex.
Yes, and that this band, Piano di Lavoro, was doing gigs between 89 and 91, 92. Really, us getting back together and doing the Laughing with the Raindrops project. It's so close to that music.
I'm guessing, were you playing places like the WAG Club or the 100? Where were you back
We
then?
played at the Bull and Gate, the Boston Arms, the Prince of Orange.
Oh,
Do you
yes.
remember the Prince of Orange?
Yes,
We played twice
not
there.
bad, yeah.
I loved that place.
Yeah.
The Bull's Head in Barnes, I think about 5 times.
Yeah.
The Strawberry Fair, the Bass Clef.
The Bass Clef, Peter
Yeah,
Reed,
yeah, the Barbican Foyer, the Greenwich Festival. So that's where we played.
Wonderful time. Quite a work rate. Was there a lot of writing going on to keep that
All the time, yes. It was mainly Gabriel, Alex and myself, but
Yeah.
other people contributed some tunes, like John Bennett. You must know
Yes,
John Bennett, yeah.
yeah.
And who else was contributing? Mike Parlett. Do you know of him? He went to live in America, I was told.
Yes. I thought you were a small big band, basically. So that's how you...
Yeah, and what was interesting about that band was the woodwind section. We had oboe, clarinet, flute, and bassoon. So that gave it a sound that was a bit unusual.
How did you come across this concept together? I mean, and how did you meet?
I met Alex because I used to be in a reggae band.
I'm just picturing this. This is yeah.
And we needed a bass player, and he was introduced to me by a trumpet player I used to share a house with.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of very organic sort of.
Yeah.
And we just really got on, and a couple of years later we formed this band, and we made a charity tape for Greenham Common Peace Camp. I don't know if you remember.
I do, very much so. I was in Newbury when that was happening. Yes. Yeah.
So we made this tape, and then the big band a few years later, and then there was a band called Baton Rouge. So we just, I think we really were, what's the word, on the same wavelength, you know. We liked the same music, and politically as well, we had similar ideas. So
and was that important part of what you were writing about? I mean, where were you coming from lyrically in those days, and maybe comparing it to now?
I don't think it's changed much, really.
That's nice. There's no cynicism that's set in.
Not that I'm aware of. Might be, but no, I'm not a cynical person. I'm very naive, really.
Well, perhaps direct, Virginie. I mean, you tell it like it is, and you can see things for what they are. Maybe. Yeah. Is
it naive or is it candid?
I think it might well be. Well, it's jazz, isn't it? I mean, you're in a very vulnerable spot there on stage. I mean, some people who happen to be female, but I think people in general find that quite a challenge. But did you ever? Was that a head trip, actually getting to performance mode when you started out, or did you just find yourself amidst it all and got on with it? Were the audiences quite welcoming, did you find, at the first?
In general, yes. I remember a gig with Piano di Lavoro at the Bull's Head where we decided to do some free improvisation. And the governor didn't like it.
Oh dear.
Because he was really into mainstream jazz. But the audience loved it. So he asked us back, so it was that sort of love-hate relationship. He loved us, but he hated us too because we were a bit unconventional.
I have to say, a little while ago I saw Cleveland Watkins doing something like that with the trio down at the Eclectic, and I was struck by the fact that you've got to be so at the moment to make that happen. When you do that, is that how you create material, or do you work with it, lyrics in that context, or when you improvise?
I don't improvise anymore.
Why not?
Personally. I don't think I have enough vocabulary because it's called improvisation, but really you need to have a lot of.
It's almost a state of mind, you would say, rather than just doing a few of your regular licks and sticking them together. But does that translate into how you feel about writing now? Does it change with perhaps a few years on the clock and life events like parenthood and things? Do you get a little bit more? I suppose time must be at a premium, particularly, doesn't it?
Yes. And I find that really improvising and writing are the same thing. Except with writing, you're not on the spot, you have all the time in the world.
Mm.
So that's what I like. In fact, writing is what I like most.
Yeah, and you've got this beautiful space here in Kenton. Is this where you work?
I've only been here a couple of months.
Yeah, but so you know, it's wherever you are. As it were, mentally on the tour bus sometimes.
On the tour, what's the...
Well, the tour bus, as it were. You know, I mean, and I suppose it's back in the day. I imagine the actor performing required you to come up with material. You know, so there was a rhythm to this. Whereas now you presumably have to find the time to get this together.
That's right.
Yeah. In terms of, I mean, obviously you're with a team that you have worked with a lot, and you're very professional how you organise them. But how long does it take to put these things together in the modern age? I mean, does technology help?
Technology helps, and it's also a drawback, like everything.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about whether do you take longer over things these days, particularly, and you know, do you enjoy that? You say you enjoy writing now.
Do I take longer?
Well, there's a song, perhaps, you know, there's a sketch develop over time, and it's. I mean, I'm thinking about the single moment, the Angolan guy. And I mean, that is quite a long story.
Yes.
It's a short story, really, isn't it? It's a whole piece of broadsheet.
It was inspired by some real people, but just loosely inspired. But I had the baseline in my head and just got a computer and sequencing software. So that actually helps a lot. Because when I started with Piano di Lavoro, it was really pen and paper, and it took forever. Because
if you've got exquisite pen personship, as I'm sure you have, the thought process is different to pressing a key, isn't it? Or series of keys.